Get ready to dive into the most unbelievable stories from the 1800s. Picture a city being physically raised or prisoners complaining about being fed too much lobster. Join us as we uncover the top 20 bizarre real facts from the 1800s that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about history. Number 20. Exploding teeth. In the early 1800s, people experienced a rather unusual dental issue: exploding teeth. This bizarre phenomenon was caused by the combination of different metals used in dental fillings, which sometimes created a low-voltage battery effect inside the mouth. This electrical reaction could lead to a sudden, painful explosion of the tooth. While modern dentistry has long since resolved this issue, it's a stark reminder of how far we've come in understanding and improving dental health. Number 19. Raising Chicago. In the 1850s, Chicago faced a major challenge with its swampy, flood-prone terrain. The innovative solution? Physically raising the entire city. Engineers used screw jacks to elevate buildings and streets by several feet to install the city's first sewer system. This massive undertaking helped transform Chicago from a muddy mess into a modern metropolis, showcasing the ingenuity and determination of 19th century engineering. Number 18. Potato theft. When Ioannis Kapodistrias, the governor of Greece, introduced potatoes to the country, he had to get creative to encourage their adoption. He piled potatoes in public view under guard, sparking curiosity and a desire to steal them. This clever tactic worked, as people began to value and cultivate potatoes, which eventually became a staple in Greek cuisine. This tale of agricultural persuasion highlights the lengths to which leaders will go to promote new crops. Number 17. Radio control. Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor, demonstrated the potential of radio control in 1898 in a captivating way. During an exhibition, he presented a radio-controlled boat and tricked the audience into believing they could command it by shouting orders. This early demonstration of remote control technology showcased Tesla's genius and hinted at the vast future possibilities of wireless communication. Number 16. Thomas Stevens. Thomas Stevens embarked on an extraordinary journey between 1884 and 1886, becoming the first person to cycle around the world. Remarkably, he did it on a penny-farthing bicycle, the iconic bike with a large front wheel and a small rear wheel. Stevens' adventurous spirit and endurance made history, proving that with determination and a bit of daring, even the most ambitious goals can be achieved. Number 15. Dummy Hoy. William Dummy Hoy was a deaf baseball player in the 19th century who revolutionized the game by inventing hand signals like safe and out. These signals helped him understand the game better and communicate with his teammates. Hoy's contributions not only enhanced his performance, but also left a lasting impact on how the game is played today, demonstrating that innovation can come from overcoming personal challenges. Number 14. Lobster diet. In the 1800s, lobsters were so abundant in the United States that they were considered a poor man's food and often fed to prisoners. This led to complaints about cruel and unusual punishment from inmates who were tired of eating lobster. This irony of history, where a delicacy today was once seen as undesirable, underscores how perceptions of food can change dramatically over time. Number 13. Treadmill torture. During the 1800s, treadmills were not gym equipment, but instruments of punishment in prisons. Prisoners were forced to work on treadmills for up to 6 hours a day, grinding grain or pumping water. This grueling task was intended to instill discipline and deter crime. The treadmill's evolution from a punitive device to a fitness tool reflects broader changes in societal attitudes towards punishment and exercise. Number 12. Underground Seattle. After a devastating fire in 1889, downtown Seattle was rebuilt on top of the old city, leading to the creation of an underground network of tunnels. This subterranean world includes old storefronts and streets that were buried during the reconstruction. Today, these tunnels offer a fascinating glimpse into Seattle's past and serve as a unique historical attraction, blending urban renewal with preservation. Number 11. Credit card concept. The concept of a credit card was first described in Edward Bellamy's 1887 novel, Looking Backward. In this utopian vision of the future, citizens used a card to make purchases and track their expenses. Bellamy's idea was remarkably prescient, anticipating the development of modern credit cards and the shift towards a cashless society. This early literary inspiration highlights the power of imagination in shaping technological advancements. Number 10. Massachusetts servants. In the 1800s, lobster was so plentiful in Massachusetts that it became a staple food for servants. However, it was so despised that contracts often included clauses to prevent servants from being fed lobster more than 3 times a week. This unusual stipulation highlights the drastic difference in how lobster was perceived in the past compared to its status as a luxury food today. Number 9. Cycling governor. In the late 19th century, a dog named Bob gained fame for traveling extensively on the South Australian railway system. Bob became a beloved figure, with his travels earning him worldwide recognition and even eulogies upon his death. This canine celebrity's adventures symbolize the bond between humans and animals, and the unexpected ways pets can capture public imagination. Number 8. H. Holmes. The 19th century serial killer H. Holmes constructed a hotel in Chicago designed to facilitate his murders. Known as the Murder Castle, it featured soundproof rooms, trapdoors, and incinerators. Holmes's macabre ingenuity and the horror of his crimes have made him a notorious figure in criminal history, representing one of the darkest chapters of the 1800s. Number 7. Benjamin Franklin's bones. Over 1,000 bones were discovered in Benjamin Franklin's basement in London, likely used for anatomical studies. These remains suggest that Franklin, along with other members of the household, may have been involved in medical research or grave robbing for educational purposes. This grisly discovery adds a macabre twist to the legacy of one of America's founding fathers. Number 6. Great Molasses Flood. In 1919, a massive tank of molasses burst in Boston, releasing a wave of molasses that rushed through the streets at 35 km/h. This disaster, known as the Great Molasses Flood, killed 21 people and caused significant damage. The sticky aftermath highlighted the dangers of industrial storage and the unpredictable nature of urban life in the early 20th century. Number 5. Tomato Trial. In 1820, Colonel Robert Gibbon Johnson of Salem, New Jersey, conducted a public demonstration to prove that tomatoes were not poisonous. He stood before a crowd and ate a basket of tomatoes, which were then widely believed to be toxic. His dramatic act helped change public perception and popularize the tomato in American cuisine, showcasing the power of challenging misconceptions. Number 4. Zachary Taylor's death. U.S. President Zachary Taylor died in 1850 after consuming large quantities of cherries and milk, leading to acute gastroenteritis. This sudden and unusual death highlights the limited medical knowledge of the time and the potential dangers of common foods, reminding us of the unpredictable nature of health and disease in the 19th century. Number 3. Electrocuting elephant. In 1903, Thomas Edison electrocuted an elephant named Topsy to demonstrate the dangers of alternating current AC electricity. This public spectacle was part of Edison's campaign against AC, which he viewed as a threat to his own direct current DC system. The event remains a controversial and dark moment in the history of electrical development. Number 2. Surgery cauterization. In the 19th century, surgeons commonly used red-hot irons to cauterize wounds and stop bleeding, often performing this painful procedure in front of the patient. This brutal method reflects the rudimentary state of medical practices before the advent of modern anesthesia and antiseptics, illustrating the harsh realities of historical medical care. Number 1. William Wrigley Jr. William Wrigley Jr. began his business career selling soap, but found unexpected success in selling chewing gum. In 1893, he launched Juicy Fruit Gum, which became immensely popular and established Wrigley as a leading name in the confectionery industry. His entrepreneurial pivot from soap to gum exemplifies the surprising twists and turns in the paths of successful businesses. That wraps up our journey through some of the most bizarre and fascinating facts from the 1800s. If you enjoyed discovering these unique and surprising stories, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more curated lists ranging from the top 5 must-sees to the top 20 deep dives across various destinations. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to explore more intriguing history in our next video.